Hi everyone, I am Melissa Crane. Welcome to my channel. It is my intention to offer any guidance that I can by sharing wisdom that I have gained, insight that I have, messages that I receive from Spirit, my guides, and just anything that can help you navigate through the waves of life right now, current energies. And it's also important to know that the date doesn't matter, because all time is happening congruently. It's all overlapping, and there is a message in everything. So even though I'm recording this on June 13th, 2020, there could be something within this message if you hear it down the line. Just like if you find a card or a note or something from your deep past and you pull it out after finding it, if you're looking through drawers or through your closet and you find something and you're like, wow, I really needed to hear that today. So I just encourage you throughout anything in life to not disregard anything that kind of catches your attention or strikes a nerve. Sit with that and listen to what that's trying to tell you. Okay, because anytime that our ears get perked or we're like, ooh, something rubs you the wrong way, it could be anything. The fact that you respond to something or react to something, it grabs your attention. It's something there within yourself that needs to be explored a little bit more. As I tuned into the energies today, building on what has been happening regarding the throat chakra being blocked, and really the importance of releasing anything that's stagnant inside that needs to be expressed, heard, released like a valve. We need to release any kind of pent-up emotions or those feelings of grief and shame. That's what I'm picking up really big right now. And I was explaining in the other videos how it's this masculine energy that is heading towards the divine feminine energy, being the Mother Earth. But it's that masculine energy that needs to really express how they feel. Now, hear me out. When we talk about divine masculine, that is the energy of exerting force. So our entire world is pretty much based on and built upon systems of that divine, well, not divine masculine, really, because it's been really wounded, but that yang energy, it's patriarchal. It was a lot of patriarchal control, and there was an imbalance of control in all of the systems of the past. which right now it's coming back into balance so that there is a nurturing, motherly type of matriarch feel with that patriarchal feel, because you need both energies to have a happy, harmonious home in which we all live, and that we feel safe in living, because we are the children of this world, right? So we need to have mom and dad working really well together. Right now, we're in a energy that we're placing a lot of blame, a lot of attack on how dad has been doing it wrong. And reflecting on all of these systems, we can see that, yeah, it was really out of balance. But coming from a place of unconditional love, sorry, I might get emotional because I can feel the energy. Coming from a place of unconditional love, we have to try to come away from those accusatory words such as good or bad, right or wrong, and placing blame on someone. It's your fault. You did this. Because the other side, then, what is that going to do? It's just going to make them feel either defensive, they're going to feel shame or guilt from the way that it has been showing up. And it's bigger than the systems right now. It's a balancing of the energies, and we really need to come into a place of compassion and forgiveness. A thing that I failed to mention in the last video when I was talking about the dates, how I was saying that the summer solstice was the divine time of sealing in a vision of what we want to have our external reality look like for us. What do we want to order for our new life? It's like the universe is taking orders. Like, what do you want? Last call. Get your orders in, and then it will be given to you. And I was saying how it's really important to have an empty vessel as to then receive that which we want. And my friend she watches the video and she's like, Miss, you miss something? And I was like, and I knew what she was going to say because her and I have this telepathic connection. And I was like, the summer solstice falls on Father's Day, right? She goes, yeah, why you didn't say it? I said, I know. Well, it's true. So that day I was talking about June 21st, 2020, how it's a completion point, how it has the energy of the Empress. It has the energy of the Emperor. And it's about celebrating the Father. It's Father's Day. So this is where it can become quite challenging as we're placing all of this blame and judgment upon the masculine right now. We have to realize It's important to realize the power of forgiveness. And we can see from the past of what didn't work. But in order to move forward into a future that is based on unity and love and harmony, we have to forgive. We have to forgive the past. Because we ourselves know of those times when we did something that we were really ashamed of, right? We've all been there. We've all gone down that verbal rabbit hole of, I can't believe you did this. How could you do this, that, or the other thing, right? We beat ourselves up. And then how do we feel? We feel defeated. We feel sad. And then we just want to numb it all out. It does us no good. We have to forgive that masculine energy. Be the parents to that little boy energy. We have to look at everything through how would we treat a child? Because we all have children inside of us. We all have scared little kids. We all have wounded little kids. We all have that part of us that just didn't know any better. And this is layer upon layer upon layer of ancestral traumas. And we're right here at a time right now to release all of it. To release all of the pain, all of the grief, all of the blame, all of the judgment that has been over and over, layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer throughout the whole history of man. And it's all in our face right now to see, wow, this was really messed up. This is not working. Well, let's honor that. Like, finally, perfect. We're in a good space right now. We're in a good space. And we have to keep that vision of like, okay, now we see it. So we're no longer in denial. We can assess it of what worked, what didn't work. Okay? Let's take those things that didn't work and let's see what we can do together by coming up with a better way that will work for everyone moving forward. It's not about the blame game. Because then that masculine energy is just going to be like, they're either going to get angry and leash out, because it really deep down, it's sad. They feel bad. They feel horrible. And then it's like them carrying that baggage from the past. So coming back to that place of forgiveness, because we need to honor the Father. Because that energy is what puts force and exerts out into the world. Lovingly. Because the sacred masculine energy is all about providing for their beloved and their child. They exert their soul's force with compassion and love. And they exert it out as to then bring it back to care for We can't shun that. We have to forgive. We have to transmute and bring it back to love. And the feminine energy, it's important for the feminine energy to receive that. To receive that expression that the masculine wants to say lovingly, openly, without pushing back and not really receiving it. Because the masculine needs to feel safe enough to express. That little wounded child within the masculine, it needs to feel safe, like it's going to be okay if I say how I feel. So a lot of times we don't talk about how we feel because we don't feel like it's safe. We put our walls up. We put that armor up around our heart. And then inside, we have this whole pool of just feeling really not good. And it's time to let all of that go. And it's a group effort. So the way this may apply to you is think about how have you shown up in the world that perhaps you're not proud of, or you wish you could have done it another way? Are there things that you wish you could say? Are there things that you feel sorry about? And be brave enough to let those out. And it doesn't have to be face to face to another person. It could be writing it. It could be putting on a song that brings up emotion for you and then just singing it. It could be going outside and talking to a tree. It could be talking to your pet. It could be painting a picture. It could anything. It's the importance of looking at what it is and letting it out. And especially leading up to June 21st, 2020. Get as much of that out of you as possible, because that is when we are sealing in the vision. If you want to show up in your life with a different attitude, with a whole different perception of what life could be for you, this is the opportunity. But you have to let all of the other stuff go. Remember what I was saying the other time? Clean slate. This is the opportunity. And there is a very powerful Hawaiian prayer called Ho'oponopono. And it's very simple. It's thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And you say this to yourself, to all aspects of yourself. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Because as you say these things to yourself, it is automatically going out to the collective. Because we have little threads that connect our hearts. And by healing yourself, by looking at those things within yourself, you start to transmute that energy and the people around you and within your circle, your loved ones. Forgiveness is able to set your soul free, to release those energies that you've hung on from of other people as well. Let those out. Let those out. They're not yours to carry. Fill yourself up with your own light, your own love. Think about what it is that you want your world to look like. What kind of home do you want to live in? Think about that ideal home. What is home? That is what we are creating right now. A safe home, a loving home, a nurturing home, a supportive home. Go within, become quiet, and try to find it within your heart to see each side of the coin of different situations, putting yourself in the other person's shoes on the other side, and just start to observe. Start to observe it all. That's the first step. Maybe forgive somebody that has done you wrong, that caused some hurt. Just start small. I think that's it for the day. So thank you for listening. I'm sending a lot of love from my heart into yours. Peace.